Glad you guys are here, by the way. I'm so glad you're here. You know what? Every time I walk up to a room, I think to myself, nobody's going to be here. I'm serious. It's like, sooner or later, nobody's going to care. And so I'm serious. I'm being honest. No, don't do that, because I don't want you to think that's what I was going for. I'm just being honest with you, and I have a tendency to be honest. About stuff like this. I often kind of blurt out things in panels. But
Oh, yeah,
persona. You look awesome. Yes.
Yeah, I'm not doing
So I just really appreciate you being here, and I love your support and your kindness so much. Let me say before I forget, immediately after this panel, this ends at 1:30. I'm going to go down to autographs at 2 o'clock. I'm at the autograph table at 2, and I am going to stay there for a while because I don't want to miss you guys. I know I'm only scheduled till 3, but I have this bad habit of staying later than that because I don't want to miss people that come down. And I also want to say this real quick, and I know this sounds like a shameless plug, and it is. A lot of you wrote me emails and said, will you be bringing some of your music CDs to the convention? And the answer is yes, I brought them, and I'll have them at the autograph session. They're the cheapest CDs ever, $10, and I'll be happy to sign them for you. They've got a lot of great songs on them, and I would be honored if you would like to have them. There are 4 different ones. In fact, we're going to end the session today with a very cool music video for one. So, okay, shameless plug is over. Hi!
I was wondering,
Yeah.
Jedi name?
Do I have a Jedi name? I know I do, but I don't think I know what it is. I know that there's how do they do it? What's the
Name generator.
No, but there's a process. You know what I mean? Like how figure out your porn name. You know what I mean? You guys know. It's like you take the name of your first animal, and then you take the name of the street you lived on.
The name of the first street.
Right, exactly. What was the name of your first pet? And what's the street you lived on? Tag Red Oak. How's that? Is that an awesome name? Tag Red Oak. That's cool. But I know there's a similar process to doing the Jedi name. I don't know what it is. What's yours? Do you have one? We need to find out. I wish I knew. I don't know. I'm sorry.
Also wondering, is there a Star Trek name that you're working on?
Oh my gosh, she asked about the Star Trek thing. I can't believe I didn't say anything. All right, thank you. God bless you. Okay, remember how I'm sorry, it's going to take a minute, you guys. Bear with me. This is my only chance to share some fun stuff with you that I'm excited about. Remember how I talked about what a big Star Trek fan I was, right? Well, about a year and a half ago, a friend of mine named Mandy called me and said, hey, have you ever heard of this web series called Star Trek New Voyages? I was like, no. And she said, go and watch. She said their production value is off the charts. They have exact replicas of the sets, the bridge, the transporter room, sick bay, all of it. Their uniforms are spot on. Their effects are unbelievable. The music is original music from the show. They're remaking. It's like they're remaking the original series. So I went and watched one, and not only was everything she said true, but guess who was in the one that I watched? George Takei, who played Sulu. Now you gotta know, this is serious business if George Takei is gonna come back and play Sulu for a web series. So he did it, and then I started doing some research, and I found out that Walter Koenig, who played Chekhov, was in one of them. They did one with Nichelle Nichols, and they have, in the 6 or 7 episodes they've done so far, they've had 25 guest actors that were on the original Star Trek. So, amazing, right? So, what do you think I was thinking? What do you think I was thinking? OMG. I got to get on this. I got to meet these people and become a part of this. So I have a friend who was on Deep Space Nine named Chase Masterson. And she and I had done some conventions together. And so I called her and I'm like, Chase, do you know who runs this Star Trek New Voyages? And she said, yeah, it's this guy named James Cawley, and he used to work with Bill Tice, the costumer from Star Trek, and he's the one that's doing this. He plays Kirk, and it's kind of his outfit. So I started trying to call the guy and email the guy, and apparently me and half the planet, because I never heard back from him for a long time. And I would write an email like, I know you don't know me, and I know this is really weird, but I work in this other field, and I know I don't expect you to know anything about it, but I would love to be a part of what you're doing. So finally he calls me back, and of course when I send the emails, I put in a link to like my IMDb page and stuff like that, so he would know kind of my background. So he calls me one day, Vic, this is James calling. I said, hi! I turned into a total geek, and he said, hey, I was looking at your page and stuff. This is really cool, awesome, anime, cool. I have friends that like anime. And he said, we're shooting. This was like April or May of last year. And he says, we're getting ready to shoot a new episode in June. Would you like to come up and play a role in it? And I was like, are you crazy? Yes! So last June, I went up there and played an Andorian. Blue skin, white hair, antenna, it works. And you guys, can I say something? When I walked on to the bridge of the Enterprise, listen to me. I am obsessive about original Star Trek. I remember that show. I know that bridge. Those sets, they are spot on, perfect. I walked on and I almost teared up. I'm like, I am standing on the bridge of the Enterprise. Look at this. I mean, when I was a little kid, I used to take boxes out into the woods behind my house and build a bridge and a captain's chair. I used to tape boxes on the side of chairs and sit there like this. Mrs. Bob, you know, and I would totally get into it. And I when I saw this bridge, I mean, I was like, this is a childhood dream. Okay? And my scene as the Andorian was actually, I was a captain of another starship. So guess where I shot my scenes? Sitting in the captain's chair on the bridge. I should do that. I should make pictures like a picture disc and be able to show those too. But so I was totally like geeking out, right? I was like 14 again. And let me just say this too. You know why the production value is so good? Because everybody that works on this show are professionals in their field. Professional cinematographers, professional lighting guys, professional sound guys, professional costumers and editors and makeup. Do you know why they work on it? Because 30 years ago, they were kids like me who loved Star Trek. And now they're professionals in their field. And this is their chance. This is a childhood dream to bring their expertise to something that they've loved since they were young. So that once a year they come together from all over the country. And like people come from all over the world to be a part of this and just to work on this. Just to put on a red shirt and sit on the bridge or be part of the landing party. So James Colley and I really hit it off. We were like brothers separated from birth. I mean, he and I were like, you know, we'd sit there and talk about Requiem for Methuselah, and wasn't that sad when Raina this and that, all these little technical things about the show. And then last year, he said, hey, next year we're doing shooting another episode in June, and I want you to come and play a role in it, a bigger role. And I'm like, oh yeah. Absolutely. Well, here comes the best part. You ready?
Yeah.
My degree, college degree, is film.
Cool.
I shoot, edit. Some of you may have seen some stuff that I've done. I know how to do that, and I love doing that. So I said to James, just in passing, sometime, maybe in the future, I would love to direct one of the episodes. He's like, yeah, you know what? We'll put you down on the books, and, you know, we'll do that. So I was going to be coming up, and so I was going to go up, and my sweet Michelle was going to go with me. We were going to play these Klingons. About 3 weeks ago, James calls me, and he says, hey, Vic, we've had a bit of a shake-up in some of our main staff production positions, and I had to let some people go. Would you be willing to step in and direct the episode in June? So guess where I am going Monday morning when A-kon is over.